Fox Sports.
We are Black We are Minnesota.
It is a sultry summer day in downtown Minneapolis. The Twins continue their 11-game homestand with the rubber match between the Royals and the Twins. Someone's going to win the series this afternoon. Earlier this week on Monday night, the Twins got the first win in this series behind a solid start from All-Star Jose Barrios. 3 hits from Escobar, 3 hits from Joe Mauer, and a 3-1 Twins victory. That gave the Royals 10 straight losses. They were looking to get back in the win column and did so last night. They ended that long losing streak by bringing the bats of Gordon and Mondesi and blasting out home runs and extra base hits all night long in a 9-4 Kansas City uprising. Welcome inside the ballpark on this beautiful summer afternoon for baseball. An important game for Minnesota to keep the momentum going on this homestand. After a 4-game sweep against Baltimore, this would be a pivotal win to keep that momentum going into the All-Star break. And Eddie Rosario wants some momentum in the voting category to get him into the All-Star game in the final vote. And certainly Rosario would deserve it. His teammates are behind him. On Monday, the tuxedo-themed shirt with Vote Rosie on the back. And now, of course, yesterday, Accept the Rosie with a special appearance from Becca from The Bachelorette. His teammates both days all over the Vote for Rosie campaign, and Dozier and Mauder in the clubhouse both think this would be pretty cool for the team.
You have those few players that are like, how did this guy not be an all-star? That's what's kind of baffles my mind to begin with. But it is what it is, and you try to vote, and he's going up against some guys on a big market team, so we'll see how that shakes out. But the guy's an all-star. He doesn't need any validation to we all know he's an all-star.
We all knew that it was going to be a tough battle when we saw the list of names, not only familiar names, but big market names. And, you know, our guys have done a great job of trying to push in every which way we could to try to, you know, make it interesting at the very least. So hopefully he has a good finishing day, and you know, maybe the underdog will come through.
Well, everybody loves a great underdog story, and here are the players that are involved. And yes, as Mauder mentioned, big markets. But we've got till 3 o'clock, and the Twins have center stage with baseball right now. And you can help by going to twinsbaseball.com/vote. Now until 3 o'clock, vote as much as you want. Eddie Rosario having an awesome season. Get him to Washington, D.C. next week, fans. It should be well worth it. When we come back, though, we take a look at Lance Lynn, who's just loving life at Target Field. Dick Bramer, Burt Blather, and break down the home success and the need for a good start today.
By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today.
5 games left before the All-Star break, and the Twins would like to put together another 5-game winning streak after the loss last night. The Twins will send veteran Lance Lynn to the mound, while Bert Smith will make his first ever start for the Kansas City Royals. And good afternoon to you from Target Field. Dick and Bert with you for the series finale. Twins want to win the series. They'd like Lance Lynn to simply do what he's done lately here at Target Field, and that is pitch awfully well.
Yeah, you go back to May. Lance Lynn, over his last 5 starts here at home at Target Field, can't do any better. 4-0, 29 2/3 innings, has allowed only 3 earned runs. Control has been an issue. He has pitched better as of late, so here this afternoon, attack the strike zone like Lance Lynn can.
It will be, of course, his last start before the All-Star break, and he'd like to go into the break with a win, and the Twins would like to get back in the win column and win this series against the Royals. One of the more entertaining players in the game today, and the hope is that he'll be going to the All-Star game. You still have a few hours to vote. Vote Rosario at twinsbaseball.com/vote to see if the Twins can send a second player to the All-Star game in D.C.
And both of them from Puerto Rico. The first one, Jose Barrios. It would be nice if Eddie Rosario added to that list, but you know what, he's a guy that just loves coming to the ballpark, and I think we showed that in the clip.
Well, the Twins taking the field after a disappointing ball game. All good things have to come to an end. And of course, the 5-game winning streak did come to an end last night. Bad things come to an end too. And for Kansas City, with the win last night, they ended a 10-game losing streak. It has been a long, miserable first 4 months of the season for Ned Yost. And the Royals are in rebuild mode, trying to figure out who can be part of the solution here down the road. And the Royals will send out this Menards batting order. Whit Merrifield, one of their better players, will lead off. Then Jorge Bonifacio, Mike Moustakas, Salvador Perez, Lucas Duda, Alex Gordon, Alcides Escobar, Adalberto Mondesi, and Drew Butera.
And today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. And that will be Lance Lynn, making his 18th start of the year. His second against the Royals. He made a start in Kansas City in late May. Ended up getting the win, a Twins 8-5 win. He worked 6 innings, gave up only 2 earned runs, one of his 7 quality starts.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins with Jake Cave back in the middle and center field. Kepler in right, Rosario in left. Escobar, Polanco left side of the infield. Dozier and Morris in the right side with Mauer the designated hitter and Bobby Wilson behind the plate.
Let's take a look at our Pizza Ranch. Key to a Twins win this afternoon, do exactly what they did in that Baltimore series and then that last series in Milwaukee. Twins need a quality start. He had 5 quality starts going into yesterday's ball game. Aaron Slegers just did not have it, so hopefully they can start another quality start here this afternoon with Lance Lynn on the mound.
Trying to even his season mark at 7-7 before the All-Star break, and then who knows what the world will be like after the break for Lance Lynn, a veteran who contending teams might have interest in if in fact the Twins feel they are no longer contending. First pitch fouled back, 1 strike.
Yeah, Lance Lynn will come right at the Royals with a fastball, little cut fastball, slider, changeup. But about 80% of his pitches are 90 miles an hour and up.
1 strike to Merrifield. And off the plate, 1-1.
Merrifield having an all-star year. He just not has been picked yet for the all-star game. Very good numbers. Also 16 stolen bases on the year in 21 attempts.
One of the reasons I hope he makes it is, you know, one of the biggest criticisms about the all-star game and the rosters and the players that are disappointed in not going is the rule that requires all teams to be represented. Now you can take Merrifield's numbers and forget the uniform he plays. You can go 306, 529 across. The fact that he can play a bunch of different positions and say, you know what, that guy's an all-star. He happens to play for the Royals, but that guy's an all-star. I don't know that you could say that this year about Salvador Perez.
Yeah, Perez has a reputation. It's sometimes you know, winning the Gold Glove becomes a reputation over actually what numbers did he put up defensively. So yeah, the All-Star game's a very much of an honor to go to, and I know Merrifield would like to go. If he doesn't, I don't think he's going to change his game at all. It just didn't happen for him.
2-2.
A guy you want to keep off the bases.
And Lynn's having a tough time getting strike 3.
Lynn, 31 years old. They listed him at 6'5", about 275. 7 of his 17 prior starts have been quality starts. That means he pitched 6 innings and gave up 3 earned runs or less. A guy that throws a lot of pitches in per inning, 18.9 pitches per inning. So you see why he hasn't gotten able to get deep into the game.
There's strike 3. 1 away.
A good fastball down. So Lynn picking up a strikeout that he's been able to do, a strikeout per inning so far this year in a Twins uniform. Take a look at the scouting report. Improve day starts. He has not pitched very well during the day. Actually 1-4 in 5 starts with an ERA over 8. And we talked about the quality start. No free passes. He has walked a lot of batters this year, 52 in 86 2/3 innings now.
Fouled back. Now the walks though have gotten better. He's had a couple of games where he's walked 5, but really since the month of April the walks are much more in line than they were in April. 1 strike and now a ball.
Yeah, coming out of spring training, of course, a late signee. It took him a little while to get going. He also had a little bit of a groin injury that he pitched through. but I think we see better numbers here over the last 8 or 9 starts.
Off the plate again, 2-1. Bonifacio, the batter, 24 years old. And the Royals lineup, looking at the numbers, a little top heavy because you got a 300 hitter, a 300 hitter, and a couple of power hitters, and then after that things get a little lean for them. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, Bonifacio spent the first 80 games on the suspension list, violating Major League Baseball drug program. He was activated on June 28th. A lot like Jorge Polanco, the Twins shortstop.
2-2 from Lynn to Bonifacio. Foul back.
And Bonifacio from the Dominican Republic. I think what did we determine, or baseball did, about 40% of the PED users are from the Dominican Republic.
PED violators, the ones who got caught.
Right.
Right. 2-2. Back another fastball. And Lynn, as we've discussed and as he's shown the viewers, he loves to pump fastballs in first time through the order and then mixes it up a little bit better or more frequently after that.
It's kind of the way you were taught. You don't want to show everything you have, right off the get-go, but he does have a good fastball. It's just the control of that fastball. He's going inside here.
Drilled to center, another fastball. And it's a 1-out single for Bonifacio. That'll bring up Moustakas.
See, and there's that pitch count already. 14 pitches here with only 1 out in the first inning. He and Jake Odorizzi, 2 of the top in the American League and all of baseball, throwing way too many pitches. I mentioned Lynn at 18.9, Odorizzi at 19.1. And there's his arsenal right there. Almost 80% fastball, slider, occasional curveball, and then the changeup.
Moustakas will bat, but for the viewer and for just the people who haven't been out on a mound like me, ground ball towards second. Dozier picks, flips, and it's dropped. It's short by Polanco, and everyone is safe. Literally looking right at a double play, and the flip from Dozier, soft though it was right on target. And all hands are safe.
Yeah, mistake right there by Polanco. He should be getting an error. It'd be his first of the year. But a great effort by Brian Dozier, diving to his right and then flipping the ball. And Polanco maybe taking his eye off of the ball right here. The force out. Yeah, kind of closed his glove too soon. And Brian threw him a changeup from down there. And the ball out of his glove.
Well, Lynn almost got his 11th ground ball double play. Instead, the inning continues. 2 on, 1 out for Perez.
Now get another double play. Perez can hit into a double play.
Down and in, ball 1. I was going to say, with all these fastballs coming 93, 94, 95 miles per hour to this point, and Lynn has thrown 16 pitches, 11 strikes. There's only been 1 swing and miss. And that was the one that struck out Merrifield. We've seen a lot of foul balls. Drilled to left. And that's going to be a 3-0 Kansas City lead.
Well, one thing Lynn has done a good job of, and that's keeping the ball in the ballpark. And that was kind of a golf shot right there by Perez, his 12th home run of the year. So the 9th home run that Lynn has allowed, the 5th to a right-handed hitter.
So the double play that wasn't turned really comes back to sting the Twins. Inning should have been over with, and the Twins should be batting right now.
Well, take a look at this pitch going down and in, and like a golf shot, it's a line drive home run for Perez.
Well, the Royals got a big 3-run home run in the 2nd inning yesterday. Get one in the 1st inning here this afternoon, and now Lucas Duda. Strike over the inside corner. Duda has seen Lynn a lot from their National League days together, and Duda is just 1 for 16 with 4 walks against the Twins right-handed.
And that one hit a home run.
Outside, and it's 1-1. long foul. And it is 1-2.
Duda spent about 5 weeks on a disabled list. Right foot plantar fasciitis. There's numbers right there against Lance Lynn. Lance making his 6th career start against the Kansas City Royals. 1 win, 1 loss.
Duda, of course, new to the Royals, but most of Lynn's games and innings pitched came when he was with the Cardinals, and the Royals are Kansas City's rival in interleague play. A couple of series a year between the two teams.
Those Duda also with the Mets, and he was with the Cardinals.
1-2.
There's a breaking ball, just misses. Ted Barrett calling balls and strikes here this afternoon. He's the crew chief.
22 pitches, still only 1 out on the board.
Veteran umpire behind the plate.
Another 2-strike pitch, and there's a check swing, strike 3.
Yeah, back-to-back breaking balls. This time Duda swings through it, and a second strikeout.
And we'll bring up Gordon. Gordon with a late home run in the game yesterday, and he's had great success over the years against Lance Lynn.
Yeah, that home run off of Addison Reed, and here today they put Addison Reed on a disabled list.
Alan Buznit's called up. Quick start for the Royals. It's 3-0, and with the bases empty, Gordon will bat. Another breaking ball and strike 1. Handle of the bat slowly to Polanco, and that ends the inning. Much later and 3 runs later than the inning should have ended. Salvador Perez's home run right after the missed double play opportunity, and we'll see what the Menards batting order for the Twins can do about the 3-0 first inning hole. Joe Mauer, the designated hitter, then Eddie Rosario, Brian Dozier, Eduardo Escobar, Logan Morrison, Jorge Polanco, Max Kepler, Jake Cave, and Bobby Wilson.
And today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. That'll be Birch Smith, making his first major league start since 2013 when he was a member of the San Diego Padres. 24 games, all out of the bullpen. Basically a starter in the minor leagues. He missed 3 years because of the Tommy John surgery and other injuries, but here he is.
And there's Joe Mauer in the box. And the first pitch on the outside corner, strike one.
Smith with a fastball, that changeup right there to start the game, and a very good tight curveball when he's on.
Royals hope to get 3, maybe 4 innings from him. This is his first start of the year. They're strike 2. And in his last 5 outings, he's gone 2 innings at a time, an average of 2 innings at a time.
His last outing actually went 4 innings, gave up only a couple hits against the Boston Red Sox and KC out of the bullpen. So, yeah, they're probably 70, 80 pitches if possible.
Might be the best 2-strike hitter I've ever seen. 0-2. He took a couple and then whistled it right over the shoulder of the pitcher.
He's got to go, and I agree. Joe is very good 2-strike. Wade Boggs was that way. Tony Gwynn was that way. You know, and you're talking about Hall of Fame type players right there. Not afraid to hit with the count against him, especially if a pitcher makes a mistake. And that was a ball about thigh high, and Joe lined it right back up the middle for a base hit.
And now Rosario with, again, just a little time left for you to go ahead and vote Rosario and see if you can send him to DC for the All-Star game. Right now he's not thinking about that. He's thinking about trying to end a little bit of a slide. The last 3.5 weeks his batting average has dropped 23 points.
Still hitting at 300. Smith started him off with a curveball. Butera sitting inside, the ball left out over the plate. Smith 21 walks out of the bullpen for the Royals in 38 1/3 innings pitched, so he can be a little erratic. He's allowed 8 home runs in his 24 appearances.
Foul back 1-2. Mentioned in his last 5 outings, averaging just 2 innings per outing, but as Bert said, 4 innings his last time out. Over those last 5 outings, he's pitched much better, and he's had better control. And the Royals, desperate for anybody to step in and give them some quality innings. They come into this game with the worst ERA in baseball. 1-2. That's down the line, but a foul ball.
Yeah, Birch has a first name, very unusual. First major league player to be in the major leagues with that name Birch, but that was his mother's maiden name. So named after his mother's maiden name.
But that fits in well with a team that has the most creative first names typically in baseball, from Chesler Cuthbert, Whit Merrifield,
even Salvador Perez.
Hunter Dozier. Hunter's pretty common these days.
Don't tell Torrey that.
1-2. And changeup got him. Away.
Well, I talked about the walks, but 40 strikeouts in 38 2/3 innings now. So Birch a strikeout pitcher.
Northland Ford defense for the Royals. Alex Gordon as good as they get in left field. Merrifield gets center field today. Bonifacio in right. Mondesi and Escobar up the middle, with Mondesi playing second base today. Moustakas and Duda the corner infielders. And our good friend Drew Butera behind the plate. Here is Dozier. Hit a home run in the ball game yesterday. Over the inside corner. A lot of off-speed stuff from Smith for first pitch strikes.
I think what we saw in last night's ball game, we saw Mondesi playing short and Escobar in center, and now it's Merrifield in center and Escobar back to his shortstop, and now Mondesi at second. So Ned Yost trying to get Mondesi in the game, see how he fares. And he fared well last night with a big 3-run home run earlier in the game.
Half swing of the ball, 1-1.
Just 22 years old. They want to find out what this young man can do.
They think he's fine out there. They're less sure of what he's going to be able to do at the plate. Last night notwithstanding. There's a drive to left center field, hit deep toward the bullpen. Back is Merrifield. Just enough room, and Bryan is probably leading the league in the summer months on 400-foot fly ball outs.
Well, he's got to know that that's the deepest part of the field. Come on, Bryan, you got to pull that ball. That's 411 feet away. So Merrifield never needed every foot of that to get to the warning track against the fence to make the long out.
I'd venture to say in last 2 homestands, Brian has left 5 balls on the warning track in center field, including this one, which would have brought the Twins to within 1. Now here is Escobar. Swing and a miss. An important 5 games before the break for the Twins for a lot of reasons. Indians are scuffling along right now. Just a terrible loss for them and their bullpen last night. They've got 1 more game at home with the Reds today. Then the Yankees come to Cleveland for 4 games. Escobar takes an off-speed pitch for strike 2. So if you're imagining a world where the Twins can maybe win 4 of the last 5, they might pick up some more ground on the Indians, who have some tough baseball ahead of them this weekend.
And the Tampa Bay Rays come in, and they've been playing pretty good baseball.
Yes, they have.
Won 4 in a row.
You want to score some runs, you better score them today, because Tampa Bay is really pitching well this year. Up and away, 1-2. Mentioned the Royals have the highest ERA in the game. The Rays are 4th. Everybody's behind Houston, of course, but Tampa Bay has one of the better pitching staffs in the American League. 1-2 to Eduardo Escobar. Tapped to first, and a foul ball. Now we've got a little dispute here because the home plate umpire Ted Barrett was a little late in getting an angle up the line. He claimed fair ball. The first base umpire Lance Barksdale claimed foul ball, but the ball was fielded right in front of the bag. That should have been Barrett's call, shouldn't it?
That usually is the home plate umpire's call until the ball goes past the bag. Now, Lance Barksdale has probably a better look at where that ball ended up, right down that line. You see Duda go off and catch it really in foul territory. It looked like that way.
And not a reviewable play because it's in front of the base umpires, fair or foul.
If he catches that in his chest, it's probably fair, but since he reached to his left.
One and two. It's off the end of the bat to short right. Racing in is Bonifacio, and it's the second baseman Mondesi who makes the catch to end the inning.
Scoop, the Twins tweeted out the video. It's fantastic. Playing some wiffle ball yesterday in Nicollet Mall. They call it mall ball. Fernando Rodney on the first pitch took Kyle Gibson, and I mean really deep, and had a nice little celebration at home plate after he did it. Always fun in the summer to go to the movies, and bullpen coach Eddie Guardado has a son named Nico. He's 21 years old. AXL is the movie. Write it down, fans. August the 24th, AXL comes out. Nico has a pretty solid role, too, as one of the friends of the villain. And speaking of starring roles, we're looking for Irvin Santana to star back on the mound here at Target Field in the second half. Real progress, according to Paul Molitor, with that start for Chattanooga yesterday. 5 innings, under 70 pitches. He'll move now to Rochester for the weekend to start there. Molitor seemed as optimistic as he's been all year about getting Irv back here when the Twins come back from the All-Star break, guys.
Oh, good news. Thank you, Kevin.
3-0 Kansas City lead, and now Escobar leads off the second.
AXL, huh? Nico, good kid.
Kind of a fun little thing happened in Chicago on the last road trip. He's on the show The Goldbergs, and the star of the show, Jeff Garland, was at Wrigley Field to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and Nico was on the trip. It was a family trip, and they had never met. Working on the same sitcom, but shooting different scenes at different times. They'd never met until they were right behind in the hallway behind our booth. 1-2 to Alcides Escobar.
It's Hollywood at its finest.
And a high fastball gets Escobar one away.
And strikeout number 3 for Lynn. Trying to have a quick second inning after 25 pitches in the first.
Sanford Health injury report, and the Twins did put Addison Reed on the disabled list. Right triceps tendonitis. Addison got off to a good start with the Twins, but the last several appearances have been disappointing, including the one last night. So Alan Busenitz takes his spot on the roster.
Third time that Busenitz has been up with the Twins. Been pitching well down in Rochester.
Mondesi takes outside, ball 1.
Mondesi hitting the 3-run home run in yesterday's second inning.
It'll be a tough play because Mondesi can run, and Dozier flips in time to get him. Quick exchange by Brian Dozier for out number 2.
Nice play by Brian right there. You have to feel the ball with your glove and then get it out as quick as possible, and Brian did a great job.
Royals, of course, will take a look at it.
Kind of a swinging butt. Brian has to come charging in. Morrison with his stretch. Open glove.
No challenge, and Drew Butera will bat. 4 in a row set down by Lynn now since the 3-run home run by Perez, and Drew Butera stands in.
Yeah, Drew in his 4th season with the Royals, of course, came up with the Twins back in 2010. Played 4 seasons with the Twins. To the Dodgers and then Angels. With the Royals since 2015. He's kept himself in great shape. He knows he's going to catch maybe once or twice a week with Salvador Perez behind the plate. Got a World Series ring.
You wonder whether that might not change. Perez spent a little time on the disabled list the last couple of years, and generally catching is not kind to the human body, regardless of how good or durable you are.
I think the Royals too. They're probably maybe 2 or 3 years away from maybe being a contending team again. So do you want him to catch 150 ball games over the next 2 or 3 years, something like that?
Butera, it's a knuckleball right over the second base bag for a 2-out single. The knuckleball was after he hit it, not the style in which Lynn delivered it. You could see it wobble all the way out to center field.
A 3rd hit for the Royals, first time through the lineup. Well, location. You can see the ball left up about thigh high, and Drew hitting it right back up the middle.
And now Whit Merrifield had a long at bat, ended up striking out to start the ball game. If you just joined us, the Royals got 3 in the first after the Twins misplayed a double play grounder. A misplay by Polanco on the flip from Dozier, and then right after that, right after the inning should have ended, Perez cranked a 3-run home run.
Yeah,
1-0.
Just one earned run. You can't anticipate or can't say that the double play would have been turned. So there are two.
Should be 2 earned runs, I think, right?
Two earned runs.
Yep.
Right. One unearned run.
Yep. 1-1 to Merrifield. The Royals really like the way Merrifield has developed. You'd be, I think, accurate in calling him a late bloomer. He's 29 years old. So as the Royals are trying to find out, okay, this guy's a keeper, you know, we can win maybe down the road with this guy. His age might be held against him. Not that 29 is old, but as you said, the Royals aren't going to contend for a few years. Well, then you tack on 2-3 more years to Merrifield, and maybe he won't be a 300 hitter or able to steal as many bases. Fouled back.
I came up in 2016, but he was up and down almost all season long. Last year, finally got to play on a regular basis and produced well. Hit 288, hit 19 home runs, drove in 78 runs, plus led the American League in stolen bases with 34. That was it. There's Ricky Henderson.
I guess that's the surprising thing about Merrifield. We've seen him play for a few years, and he's emerged as a really good baseball player. And you'd think, well, all right, 24, 25 years old, but no, he's a little bit older than that.
It took him 7 years to get to the big leagues. Signed by the Royals in 2010 out of the University of South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina.
2-2 with Lynn trying to wrap up shop here in the second inning. And now 3-2, and Butera will take off from first.
41 pitches already for Lynn.
And now the Twins still have Morrison holding Butera on the bag.
Yeah, respecting his speed.
And there's ball 4.
First walk for Lynn.
2 men on, 2 men out for Jorge Bonifacio.
Well, one thing Lance has had a tough time too is that's getting deep into the ball game. I mentioned the 18.9 pitches per inning. That's what he's averaging. You look at Jose Barrios, 14.9. That's 4 pitches different per inning, but you times that by 5. That's 20 pitches. That's another inning that he could go. So the quick outs have been hard to come by for Lance Lynn throughout the summer or the season.
Bonifacio singled sharply to center field. Should have been forced at second on the front end of what should have been a double play, but the ball was dropped, and then everybody came home on the Perez home run. 1 strike. Off the plate, 1-1. Royals with just 26 wins on the season. They have the worst record in baseball only because the Orioles have played 1 more game and lost it. I mean, the Royals have the second worst record only because the Orioles have played 1 more game and lost it. But the Orioles, who left Minnesota looking like they might now win a game again, have taken 2 out of 3 from the Yankees.
Wow, the beautiful game of baseball.
2-1. Foul back.
One thing Lynn does too, he'll throw that fastball 94 to 96 at times, but it's pretty straight. He doesn't have a lot of movement. I'd like to see more 2-seam fastballs from him, meaning that it has that downward plane and has a little bit of a tilt to it. Wilson sitting away. The ball up and a foul tip,
and it's caught. by Bobby Wilson to end the inning. The Royals leave 2 in the second.
Appreciation for all military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
3-0 Royals. Twins trying to jump right back into the ball game after Perez's 3-run home run in the first. Birch Smith gave up a leadoff single but got the next 3 guys. And now Logan Morrison will lead off the second. Morrison, Polanco, and Kepler in the Twins' second inning. And again, Smith with a first pitch strike, this time with the fastball.
Yeah, 5 for 5 as far as getting ahead of all 5 batters so far.
But what's impressive, he's used a variety of different pitches to do that. And now inside a ball. Royals rebuilding their team and their rotation. Put Ian Kennedy back on the disabled list after his short start last night. But they have 2 pitchers, 2 Rule 5 draftee pitchers in their starting rotation right now. Smith, who was added to the rotation for this game, and then Brad Keller, who's actually done pretty well for the Royals this year. He too is a Rule 5 pick.
Well, Smith, 28 years old. He said earlier he missed almost 3 seasons. 2013 had arm issues, then had the Tommy John in 2014, and he missed 2 years. Had it in 2015. Missed 2015 and 16. So he's been battling back. Came up with the Padres back in 2013. Made 7 starts, 3 relief appearances.
Check swing. Did he check? Nope. And Morrison's gone on strikes. There've been a lot of check swing strikeouts by Twins batters in this series, and Morrison succumbs to start the second inning.
And Smith picking up his second strikeout. Smith's only career win came back on September 15, 2013 in Atlanta, where he worked 7 shutout innings. He struck out 10 in that ball game and got his first major league win as a San Diego Padre.
1 down, and now Polanco.
Change up there, strike 1.
Well, this is how you go about business, regardless of how long he's going to go. He's been aggressive, throwing strikes.
Adding and subtracting. That's pitching. There's the curveball, just misses high.
22 pitches, 16 strikes. Good tempo out on the mound.
Your defensive players love that. When You have good rhythm out there. Don't wait a lot of time between pitches.
And not that it matters, but the broadcasters kind of like it too, don't they?
We don't matter. It's those guys on the field. I like to work quick. I did not want to take a lot of time between pitches because your defense is going to be on their toes rather than their heels.
Polanco lifts it foul. Well, the people who really matter are the customers, the fans in attendance here, and those of you watching on TV. And I think the fans appreciate a pitcher who's out there, who's purposeful. The game is much more interesting to watch.
Well, I was lucky I came up. Jim Perry, Jim Cott, two guys that I kind of looked up to at a very young age with the Twins. They had good rhythm. You know, I watched Bob Gibson pitch. You know, those guys, they work quick. The ball is a hot potato. Get rid of it. And don't think too much out there. You'll get hurt. Get a headache.
1-2. Poked foul and Polanco hanging tough. We are only playing with 3 umpires right now. And I'm trying to figure out which umpire is missing. We know we have Ted Barrett behind the plate.
I think Will Little at second base. Because that's Lance Barksdale over at first. And that is Tom Woodring over at third.
Tap foul. And we just noticed it, so I don't know whether we played all the way to this point with only 3 umpires, but if there is something to report about the missing umpire, we will report it. Polanco with another foul with 2 strikes and a ball. And now 2-2. Polanco 0 for 13 as a right-handed batter. 8 for 19 from this side of the plate. That's a .421 average, and it all is settling at a .250 batting average so far. A little looper behind third, and a nice catch made by Moustakas, turning one way, then the other, 2 away.
Yeah, nice play by Moustakas. Kind of backpedaled and then had to turn around and make a nice catch.
2 down, and now Max Kepler.
He and Tom Gordon exchanging high fives, but they've been teammates a long time.
A couple of years ago, they were involved in that frightful collision that ended Moustakas' season and put Gordon on the disabled list for a while too. That was in foul territory. 2 down, and now Kepler. Some signs of life for Kepler recently after a slow and steady decay of his batting average. Missed on the first pitch, but came back with the second. 1-1. And now 2-1. Right off the end of the bat, Moustakas picks it up and fires in time. And I think the Twins will take a look at that.
Yeah, that was close.
Good play by Moustakas again, but Kepler busted it down the line, and from up here it looked like he was safe.
A lot of spin on that ball, so Moustakas gets something on the throw. And
safe by a foot. Not the foot that touched the base, but it looked like the ball was a foot away from Duda's glove when Kepler engaged the bag.
And Paul Molitor saying they wanted the umpires to take a look at it.
Again, a nice play by Moustakas, but it sure looked like Kepler was safe. If he is, he'll be at first, and Jake Cave will bat. Foot's on the bag, and the ball at least 2 feet
about 2 feet away from Duda's glove.
It didn't take that long, and Max Kepler does get the infield base hit. Second hit for the Twins.
Kepler aboard, and now Cave. Cave's been a nice addition. Not only 18 hits and 63 at bats, but some pop with 7 extra base hits, 4 doubles, 3 home runs. And in the Baltimore series, a sensational play in the first 3 games of that series in center field. Way out in front of the changeup. Strike 1. Cave's only had 11 at bats against lefties, and he's hitting .273 against them, but he's typically given some time off, or the starting assignment off, when there is a left-handed pitcher starting. I think a lot of Twins fans thought that if there would be a left-handed hitting outfielder called up for the Twins at any point this year, it would be Zach Granite, who had such a great year last year at the AAA level, but Granite got off to a slow start, had a bit of a shoulder issue left over from spring training, and it's been a rough start to the season for Granite.
You know, Will Little is the first base umpire. Lance Barksdale's wife went into labor, so that's why he is no longer on the field. We're heading home.
A drive down the right field line, deep to the corner. And it lands on the warning track in a high hop. Kepler being waved around third. He will score, and Cave into third with an RBI extra base hit.
Well, that high hop off of the turf here at Target Field allowed Kepler a couple extra steps. He scores from first base. Jake Cave with his first career triple, driving in his 10th run. Watch the ball hit the warning track right there. It goes high, and that allows Kepler sliding head first across the plate to score.
And I gather they will give him a triple. And Cave now has 8 extra base hits in 64 at bats. Bobby Wilson takes a strike. As we said the other day, Wilson hasn't gotten as many hits as he would like, just a dozen of them. And now 13, and the point we were going to make, he's made those hits count. He now has 13 hits and 12 runs batted in.
And waited back nicely on that off-speed pitch and lined it right back up the middle. 3 straight hits with 2 outs, and it's a 3-2 ball game. Smith on that breaking ball stayed up. Good at bat for Bobby Wilson.
And yet another example of why, in my opinion, of course, replay is good. Replay is very good. The inning would have ended if Kepler's play had not been reviewed and corrected to an infield base hit, and the Twins have 2 runs, at least 2, directly because of that.
Oh, and that's what baseball put the replays in for, to try to get it right.
Too much at stake. Here's Mauer, single to center his first time up. And now a strike 1-1. Twins with 4 hits, Royals with 3, but the Royals still lead by a run. Way out in front of that changeup. That looks like a really good pitch for him.
Right. We've seen a fastball at 96, a changeup right there at 83, mixes in a slow breaking ball. Left some pitches up here to Cave and also to Wilson.
One and 2 to Mauer. Hit a 2-strike pitch for a line drive single in the first. Now flare to left. Gordon coming in. He won't get there. 4 straight hits for the Twins after the second out, and that'll bring up Rosario.
Joe fought it off, hit it softly in the left, his second hit.
And Rosario, who struck out his first time up, will have a chance to at least tie the ball game up with a base hit.
Yeah, Drew Butera out there. First mound visit for the Royals. Fastball in. Joe, as he does so well, able to fight it off and flare it into the outfield.
Wilson at second, Mauer at first. And now Rosario.
Get a quality at bat right here by Eddie.
Need Smith to make a mistake and throw him a strike. And that was it, and Eddie missed it. He was sitting on change up there. Timed it right, fouled it straight back. One strike to Rosario. Slap to the left field corner, but foul. And it's 0-2. Mentioned that Smith is a Rule 5 pickup, originally drafted by the Mets from the Rays, and then dealt to Kansas City for a player to be named later. And when you acquire a Rule 5 player, you are obligated to leave him in Rule 5 status, which means he's got to be with the club all year long, the 25-man roster.
Now that happening back in December of last year.
0-2 to Rosario. Pulled foul. Twins have made Smith work here. He didn't have too difficult a time through the first inning, and for that matter, the first 2 outs of the second came pretty quickly.
Well, 30 pitches so far this inning for Smith, 17 in the first.
And another 0-2 pitch to Rosario. That is a fair ball to Duda. That ends the inning, but the Twins string together 4 2-out hits to get a couple back in the second.
Time for our showstopper in Major League Baseball. We go back to yesterday, the Battle of Ohio. Cleveland had a 4-0 lead into the ninth, but Joey Votto and the Reds had other plans. Votto's 3-run double gave the Cincinnati Reds the improbable lead and comeback victory with 7 in the ninth after Trevor Bauer. 8 innings of shutout baseball and 12 strikeouts. The bullpen, the Indians couldn't protect it. Those 7-4 yesterday for the Reds, guys.
Thank you, Kevin. I don't know if fans heard what happened in the miscommunication for the Indians late in that ball game. Terry Francona said to his pitching coach, Carl Willis, what he said was, get OP up. OP, meaning Oliver Perez. What Carl Willis heard was, get OT up. So they got up Dan Otero instead. So when it came time to change pitchers and Terry Francona went to the mound, Otero was the guy warming up, and you had a righty, Otero, versus a lefty, Votto, and Terry Francona took ownership of it. He says, "Hey, it's my decision. I've got to make sure that I communicate better." But it was a kind of a pivotal point in the game. Obviously, here's a ball dribbled up the line, foul.
You know, a lot of managers, when they come out and make a pitching change, they'll put their right hand up or left hand up, and I wonder if Terry Francona went out there with his left hand, and all of a sudden here comes Otero. That's a right-handed pitcher. You go, whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't know he was ambidextrous.
2-1.
Both starters have faced 11 batters in the first 2 innings. So, and for Lance Lynn here in the 3rd inning, needs a quick inning, especially the Twins have come back and got within 1.
Both teams obviously had a short start last night and could use some length from their starter today. Bounced foul. Yeah, the Indian bullpen, I read someplace where they've almost given up as many runs this year as they did all of last year.
That's one club that you're going to look at here coming in the next couple 2-3 weeks that are going to be looking to improve that bullpen. Nice.
Deep to right, and enough height to get out. Moustakas clubs his 18th home run of the year, and it's 4-2.
The second home run that Lynn has allowed.
So Moustakas on pace again to hit 30 or so home runs. Whether they're all hit for Kansas City remains to be seen. 4-2.
Well, a fastball right there, and Moustakas, good uppercut swing. It's a line drive home run. And it's the 3rd time this season that Lance Lynn has given up 2 home runs in a ball game. That's the 10th home run he's allowed.
There's Salvador Perez, who hit the first Kansas City home run today with 2 men aboard in the first. Fouled back. And out of play, 1 strike.
Home run measured by Moustakas at 403 feet. Could have hung my clothes on that baby.
In the event you ever washed them.
I do. I do wash clothes. You wash clothes?
I don't like doing it, but yes.
What's so hard about it?
There's nothing hard about it. It's a chore. It's something you need to do.
Why? You put it in a machine, you put some detergent in and time it, and then you put it in the dryer and fold it. Tough
Wasn't
job.
trying to make it out to be like laying down railroad ties or anything, but it's just it's a chore. Every road trip, I got to come home and do laundry. 1 down.
Strikeout number 5 for Lynn.
Here's the home run by Moustakas. Statcast powered by AWS.
Nice velocity at 109.3.
Had this discussion today on a radio show I do up in Fargo on WDAY with the host Mike McFeely.
Hey, you betcha.
And so the discussion was regarding exit velocity and launch angle, and those are the 2 common terms used in hitting these days. I'm much more impressed with exit velocity. That means you hit the ball hard someplace, and you can have a good exit velocity and hit a hard ground ball and get a base hit. Launch angle to me is that's not worth nearly as much as exit velocity.
That home run I gave up to George Foster, that had to be about 120 mile an hour exit point.
And apparently had enough launch angle too to go to the moon and back. 2-0 to Duda. (3-0). Duda struck out his first time up against Lynn. And a 4-pitch walk puts him aboard.
Yeah, first walk by Lynn to go with his 5 strikeouts. second walk, excuse me. He walked Merrifield last inning.
Here's Gordon, hit a ground ball to Polanco on the right side of the infield to wrap up the 3-run first inning.
Well, I watch Lance Lynn, and he just flies open. You know, he's a big man, 6'5", 275, but you can see that he just has a tendency to fly open, doesn't stay back in the stretch. You have to be a little quicker, but out of the windup has a tendency to drop that arm. Bobby Wilson taking one of the 6 mound visits, and the first one for the Twins.
Want to know 5 straight out of the zone after the strikeout of Perez. Popped up weakly to Escobar.
A good fastball inside.
2 down.
Well, out of the stretch, you can see his weight, of course, going forward. Not a bad delivery right there. Good follow through.
You like that with that big right leg swinging over, right?
Yeah. I don't like it when pitchers leave that leg back. It means you're not really utilizing lower or your torso to come through and allow that arm to whip through that strike zone.
How generally did you tolerate mound visits from your catcher? I mean, were they always a good idea? Sometimes you just rolled your eyes because it looked like Lynn was just kind of staring off in the distance and held his glove out for Wilson to plop the ball in.
Tell you what, on the day I pitched, Bobby Wilson's my best friend. I want him to communicate with me, not only if that mound visit right there, also on the bench between innings. What do I have to do to improve? What am I doing wrong? What's that umpire giving me? What's he not giving me? Those little things you have to communicate with your catcher as a starting pitcher. Bobby Wilson, good receiver as far as calling a game, does a good job of framing pitches, gets down low. There he wanted that fastball up. You can see him get up in his crouch position a little bit.
It surprised me over the years that there aren't more former catchers who become pitching coaches. Dave Duncan was a catcher and a great pitching coach, but you know, to your point, I mean, catchers are forever looking out at the mound, looking at mechanics.
Yeah, Bob Rogers.
Yeah, there's one.
Yep. Buck Rogers was the catcher for the Angels for many, many years.
But was he a pitching coach?
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was the assistant pitching coach to under Bill Rigney for Marv Grissom. He was more of the bullpen pitching coach.
With the Twins?
With the Twins.
Okay.
Yes. He became manager of the Angels while I was there.
1-2 to Escobar.
Good baseball man.
And now high, 2-2.
Yeah, he's the one that told me coming in out of the bullpen in Fenway Park my first time I ever pitched there, I had great stuff. Some of the best stuff he's ever seen. I went 1/3 of an inning. Yeah. Said,
really a shrewd observer of pitching and pitching mechanics.
His next comment was, remember that, son. It doesn't matter what you have out there. It's what you take to the mound.
So there, even though you got shredded and knocked out in the first inning, you learned a lesson.
I learned a lesson. Yes, I did.
One more for the Royals on the Moustakas home run. Game July 17th on Fox. Tuesday night. Stream it live on the Fox Sports app if you'd like. Best in the American League, best in the National League. And nothing on the line other than the exhibition of proving that your league is better than the other guy.
That's right. Integrity of the game.
It used to mean so much more in that regard. I mean, I remember when it was, it was the highlight of the year. There wasn't interleague play, of course, back then, but it was a big deal when the American League beat the National League, in part because it hardly ever happened in my years growing up. Pulled foul. One strike to Brian Dozier leading off the third. Twins down a pair. It'll be Dozier, Escobar, and Morrison in the third inning against Birch Smith.
This will be pitch number 50 for Smith. That's what he needed in 4 shutout innings in his longest start.
There's a bunt up the line, and it's a beauty.
Yep.
And Dozier gets a bunt single to lead off the third inning. And that'll get Escobar to the plate as a tying run.
I'm telling you, this is something that hitters need to start doing, especially if you lead off an inning. If they're going to give it to you, take it. We saw Morrison lay down a bunt the other day. We've seen Polanco do it right there. As long as it stays on the grass, Stockus has no chance. And the leadoff runner is on base.
And as was the case with Morrison a few games ago, nothing hurried about the bunt attempt. He squared. Didn't try to run out of the box before he made contact. Here's Escobar. Another first pitch strike. This guy is good at getting ahead of hitters. Escobar popped up to second his first time up. Catch made by Mondesi in short right field. (13 plate appearances, 11 first pitch strikes. Out at first, there needs to be a tag, and now Dozier is going to be in a rundown and tagged out. It's a double play. Duda to Escobar and back to Duda, 2 away.
Yeah, keeping score at home. It's a double play, 3 unassisted, 6-3. Not much Brian Dozier could do about this. See Duda step on the bag for the force out of Escobar, and then Dozier being tagged out.
Base is empty. 2 quick outs in the third, and now Morrison, who went out on a check swing leading off the second inning. Pulled foul. Morrison's on a pace to hit about half as many home runs as he hit last year. 38 last year for the Rays. He has hit 10 so far this year.
Well, last year he hit 246 for the Rays in 149 games to go along with those 38 home runs. But comes in this plate appearance hitting on at only 192. So just a little inconsistent. Trying to find that right swing.
Landed in front of the left-handed batter's box. 1-2. Little bit low. 2-2. Out hitting the Royals 6-4, but the Royals have scored all 4 runs on 2 home runs.
Trying to sneak that fastball by him. Boy, good pitch. Not called.
And fouled back.
Yeah, Smith, 28 years old, 6'4", 195, making his 8th major league start, his first career start as a Kansas City Royal. Their uniform. Has 1 win in his big league appearances, 3 losses.
And now 3-2. Polanco on deck.
Twins got 4 straight 2-out hits after the second out in the second inning. Scored a couple of runs. Now Morrison trying to reach here. And he swings and misses a changeup. And Smith faces just 3 men in the inning.
Inning, it was a double play that could have been made, but an error by Polanco opened up the door for Salvador Perez to hit a 3-run home run, early 3-0 lead. Twins came back with 4 straight hits, highlighted by Wilson's RBI single. Prior to that, an RBI triple by Cave, but then Moustakas, his 18th home run of the year, giving the Royals a 4-2 lead.
Adalberto Mondesi will lead things off in the 4th against Lance Lynn. Missing 1-0. We should correct ourselves. We were given incorrect information, but it is Will Little from this umpiring crew.
Yeah, I mentioned that Lance Barksdale's wife went into labor. That's why he left.
No, but it's Will Little's wife.
Oh, it is?
Who went into labor.
Wow, I got information.
That's what I'm trying to say. There'd be no reason for Lance Barksdale to leave if Will Little's wife went into labor.
Good point.
Dozier knocks it down, but has no play. Mondesi will reach with a leadoff single in the 4th.
Well, we want to wish Will Little and his wife good luck.
Leadoff man's out here in the 4th, and that'll bring up Drew Butera. Butera singled his first time up.
Keep an eye on Mondesi. Very good speed. 5 stolen bases in 7 attempts. And a throw over.
Down low, ball 1. 2 days ago, Butera got a chance to pitch. Didn't go particularly well, but the Royals had kind of a, it wasn't kind of, it was a really rotten ball game. They asked Butera to pitch, and he had a hard time throwing strikes. 1-0. There goes Mondesi, and the pitch cracked foul.
Might have been a hit and run put on right there. Lance Lynn over his career pretty good as far as base stealers. 30 stolen bases against him in 62 attempts. And this year there have been 3 stolen bases in 7 attempts.
1-1. A quicker pitch. He barely stopped there, but misfired. 2-1. Runner goes, swung on and missed. Wilson's throw is in time to get him. Polanco put down a high tag on Mondesi, and he comes off the field after being thrown out.
Nice throw right there by Wilson, and a nice tag by Polanco. The quick tag on a high throw, but it was right on the mark.
There right before the foot hit the bag, and head first slide advocates can wonder on that play whether he might not have been safe if he'd gone in head first. And now 3-2 to Butera. An advantage of a head first slide is you're on the ground and you go in feet first and your upper torso is there to be tagged. To left, and Rosario with the catch. 2 away. That'll bring up Merrifield. We invite you to join Johan Santana Saturday, August 4th for a special breakfast celebrating his induction into the Twins Hall of Fame. Breakfast will feature a short program with existing members of the Twins Hall of Fame. You'll be there, right, for breakfast?
Sure will.
Autographs, an exclusive opportunity to greet this talented group. Don't miss this wonderful moment in Twins history. Tickets are on sale now. You can get yours today at twinsbaseball.com/breakfast.
Yeah, Johan also with his bowling tournament.
He's bringing that back to Minnesota. Yes, it's wonderful.
I believe you can find out information on the Twins website about the August 2nd event if you're a bowler.
I remember that when he had it at the Twin Cities, of course, when he was still playing with the Twins. My son Eric and I went to it, and of course I was, part of the main tournament, and they had a couple of lanes reserved for the kids, and I think Eric and Torrey Hunter Jr. each bowled about 17 games, while the rest of us.
Good for them.
1-2. Pitch up high. 2-2.
I actually kept score at a bowling alley before I even played baseball. I was a bowler at a very young age, and keeping score back then, they didn't have the method they have
the
now.
electric automatic.
Right.
Escobar fires on the run on target to Morrison, and Lynn faces just 3 men in the 4th.
our big story in baseball will go to Houston, where strange walk-off winner after Alex Bregman had 2 home runs in the game. Short little chopper gets thrown away by Jonathan Lucroy, and Houston walks off Oakland. This is after Oakland rallied for 4 to tie it, took the lead in the top of the 11th, couldn't hold the lead. Strange walk-off. Bregman stars in that. 62-32 now, guys. For the Astros, they're up 4 on Seattle.
Yeah, you see wins like that and you go, well, it's just meant to be again this year for the Astros. The throw from Lucroy actually hit Bregman on his way down the line, but he was in the running lane. And, you know, looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, of course, Lucroy might have been better to step into fair territory and get a clear shot at the first baseman. At any rate, tough loss for the A's, who've had a really good year. Here's Polanco, another first pitch strike from Smith, and now it's 0-2. About the Oakland A's, my goodness, they're hanging in. They're 10 games above 500, and they're just 6. That's still a big lead, but just 6 games behind the Mariners. 0-2 to Polanco. Kepler and Cave will follow. And 3 pitches puts Polanco away, 1 away.
And strikeout number 4 for Smith. Good hard breaking ball right there. Good location. We've seen a slow curveball. This one he tightened up on a little bit. Underneath that swing where left-handers like it. A little bit higher. Polanco probably hits it hard somewhere, but underneath that swing, it's a strikeout.
The replay was presented by Jeep. Pitches outside to Kepler. Kepler got an infield hit one off the end of the bat. And after a successful challenge, he was at first base. Cave followed with an RBI triple. Wilson followed with an RBI single. That's how the Twins got their 2 runs in the second inning. 1-1. Inside, 2-1.
I believe the voting for Rosario and the 5 players is at 3 o'clock, is it not?
3 o'clock Central, I believe. Yes.
Central?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Inside now 3-1. Twins feel that there's still a very high ceiling for Kepler, even though this year hasn't gone as he had hoped. But we're dealing with a player who has just over 1,200 big league at bats, and so it's safe to say that he's still learning. 3-1. And a strike, 3-2. In the roughly 1,200 at bats, he's hit 46 home runs.
19 of those coming last year.
Full count with 1 down. Driven foul. And we've seen the progression this year from last year to where Kepler not only feels comfortable against left-handers, but at this point, statistically at least, he'd almost prefer it, which is all part of the learning curve for a young player.
I tell you what, he sets up, in my opinion, very nicely. Not a lot of movement, looking to square up the ball right here.
He takes a walk there.
Good walk.
Saw Sparkman warming up in the Royal bullpen. Kansas City realizes they are, getting everything they could have asked for and more from Smith as he's pitched them into the 4th inning here.
Now, first walk for Smith to go with his 4 strikeouts.
Time now for tonight's Coors Light refreshing finish. Jake Cave driving in a run, bouncing one just fair, just in front of the wall. And scored Kepler from first in the 2nd inning. See if he can bring him home again here in the 4th. Cave does have pop. As we mentioned before, 64 at bats, 8 extra base hits. Scored a run, and so he scored 14 runs, which is a very high number. Limited duty, of course. Of course, he is here in part because Byron Buxton is not. Byron working out during the AAA All-Star break in the hopes that things will click for him and he'll get back here quickly. 1-0. Off the middle on a base hit. Kepler will round second and go to third. And Cave is 2 for 2. And the Twins have the tying run at first with 1 out.
You know, Bobby Wilson got almost the identical pitch that he got an RBI single in the second inning. A breaking ball that just kind of hung a little bit by Smith. And Ned Yost on his way out with a good at bat. Watch the breaking ball. Cave letting it deep over the plate and lined it right back up the middle.
Birch Smith faced 17 batters. 8 of them reached 7 hits and a walk, but he threw a lot of first pitch strikes, and the guess is his stock rose with Ned Yost in his start here today. Can't win the ball game, of course, but he comes out of the game with the Royals up by 2. But threw a lot of first pitch strikes.
Well, you can throw first pitch strikes. It's what happens after that. Twins did get 7 hits. And they got a chance right here to maybe tie the game. Smith worked into the 4th inning. Now Glenn Sparkman just getting called up from AAA on July 8th, making his 2nd appearance. He pitched in that Boston series. Didn't fare too well. 1 2/3 innings. 3 runs allowed on 4 hits. And Sparkman, 26 years old, has some major league experience last year with the Toronto Blue Jays. 2 relief appearances. Rule 5 pickup from the Toronto Blue Jays. And Toronto sent him back. So it started in AA, then AAA this year.
Wilson takes ball 1, and Cave, a threat to steal, stayed put on the first pitch.
Got a report on Sparkman. Fastball in the mid-90s, slider, curveball, changeup. A starter by trade.
Didn't mean to. A check swing foul. Wilson with an RBI single to center his first time up. One of the things the Royals wanted to do when they were looking for a backup to Salvador Perez, knowing that Perez would catch 120, 130 games a year. 1-1. Down the line, and a fair ball into the corner. Kepler scores. Cave flying to third. He'll be held there. Now the ball rolling away from the cutoff man Escobar, but Wilson with another RBI hit. This time a double.
His 7th double of the year. Got a change up, weighted back nicely, and lined it into that left field corner. So the bottom of the lineup for the Twins producing a lot of the runs. Wilson, you see the pitch. Cut out front. Kepler scores for the second time in a ball game. And Cave at third base.
Tying run at third. Go ahead run at second. Only one out. Mauer at the plate. He has 2 singles in the ball game already today, and now time called by Butera. What I was going to say when Cave was at first base is the Royals went out and got a catcher in Butera, where the drop off in terms of controlling the running game wasn't a drop off at all between Perez and Butera. It's a moot point now with Cave advanced to third on the double. Strike on the outside corner. Couple of hits for Mauer, and the average has gone up 6 points to 272.
You just want contact here. Royals playing back. Duda playing even with the bag at first with Stockus, but middle infielders playing back.
One and one to Mauer. Strike on the outside corner, so he's thrown 2 strikes to Mauer, but they've both been pitchers' pitches. We'll see if Mauer can have another successful at bat after the second strike. Foul tip, and Butera hung on. A big foul tip for strike 3, 2 down.
Yeah, it looked like a hard slider right there by Sparkman. He gets a big strikeout.
Now Rosario, who is 0-2, 0 for 2.
Like a little cutter away at 89 miles an hour. Cutter, slider, same thing. Rosario.
He'll be walked, and that'll bring Dozier to the plate. Something that wouldn't have been thought of a couple of years ago, even last year, but we'll see. Bryant with a bunt single his last time up, and a 400-foot fly ball his first time up. Big spot for Dozier. A chance to put the Twins in front for the first time today. Strike on the outside corner. It's fouled away, 0-2. Eight hits for the Twins. And they need a 2-out hit here to get the game tied, maybe take the lead. Fouled back. Now, Rosario taking a huge walking lead, and he needs to be careful because Butera, like Perez, is capable of throwing to the bases. You got Cave at third, Wilson at second, but due to the first baseman's playing back, but with 2 strikes, Rosario needs to be careful here. Ooh, high and tight. Breaking ball up and in, and it's 1-2. And Butera will take the opportunity to use a mound visit.
I mentioned Sparkman started this season in Double-A, moved up to Triple-A, made 16 starts, had a very good minor league record, 88 2/3 innings, good ERA under 4 between Double-A and Triple-A.
Twins were forced to play catch up last night. Never did get the game tied up. They got a chance here after falling behind early 3-0. Popped up, it'll reach the seats.
Hung a breaking ball right there. Sometimes as a pitcher you get away with a pitch. Brian, I'd like to have that back.
Dribbler up the line. That'll tie the game if Dozier can beat it out. And the throw now up the line. Wilson will score the go-ahead run. And the Twins take a 5-3 lead. In the third inning, he laid down a bunt. And here in the fourth inning, a swinging bunt.
Give Brian Dozier an RBI single right there, and then the error by the pitcher, Sparkman, allows Wilson to score. So right off the end of the bat, Cave scores a tying run. The throw gets away from Duda and allows Wilson to score. So that throw is Duda, I don't know, ball he probably should have been able to catch. I'm sure they'll give the error to the pitcher, which they do.
It's not Duda's fault, but he is no Eric Hosmer. The Royals kind of got spoiled over there all those years with a really good fielding first baseman. Now Escobar takes up and away, ball one. Swinging bunt by Dozier really picked up Joe Mauer and the Twins, and now a chance hit to the outfield, and it won't come from Escobar. Now he'll be intentionally walked to bring up Morrison. So the bases are reloaded, and Morrison becomes the ninth man to bat this inning. Morrison has struck out swinging twice. That was against Birch Smith. Outside, ball one. Cave with a big hit in this so far 3-run fourth inning.
Morrison has one grand slam, that coming last year at Fenway Park.
Dug out by Butera. Nice play by Drew.
And Sparkman slipped on the mound right there. Lost control. Watch a pitcher Sparkman. See him slip. There's a one hopper to Butera.
2-0 to Morrison. That's hit well to left field. Gordon is back and on the track makes the catch. The Twins leave them full, but they score 3 to take the lead 5-4. Perhaps a fans of the game wearing pink today and enjoying a day at the ballpark. And why not? Gorgeous day here. Twins playing better baseball, hoping to win this series against the Royals. And now Lance Lynn with a really important 5th inning here. The Twins have just gotten him the lead, just a 1-run lead. But he'll face Bonifacio, Moustakas, and Perez. Bonifacio singled and scored in the first, then struck out in the second. Up and in, ball 1.
Lynn having a tough time getting strike 1. Just 9 of 20 batters faced.
And now 2-0. Couple of walks issued by Lynn. There was an error behind him, and he's given up 5 hits, but 2 of those hits went over the fence.
This is where you have to trust that fastball down and away. Right there. Oh, that's a pitch you always have to go back to, have control of, is that pitch both sides of the plate, down and away. Find yourself 2-0, 3-1, those type counts.
Now swing and a miss.
Another good pitch away.
Three of the 4 runs against Lynn earned runs. Crack foul. You went to the All-Star game a few times, but when you made the last start before the break, had a chance to recalibrate or whatever during the break. I mean, I think it's a more important start than normal because you want to go into the break with a little optimism, a little feel good about yourself, right?
Oh, for sure.
Well, 3-2.
Doesn't always happen that way, but that's your goal. Right, that's your goal on your first start all the way to your last start. Just keep your club in the game. It's the main thing.
Full count to the leadoff man here in the 5th. On the outside corner. Bonifacio strikes out to start the 5th.
And strikeout number 6 for Lynn. And again, you get a lead, you have to control that fastball. Exactly what he did right there. 3-2 fastball away.
Or thereabouts.
Yep. He clipped the box somewhere.
Just not the one we put on TV. Here's Moustakas. Hit a ground ball headed up the middle. Dozier made a nice play backhanding it, flipped to second base, and what could have been a double play grounder instead turned into an error when Polanco dropped the flip. Perez hit his 3-run home run, and the Royals were off to a 3-0 start. 1-0. 2-0.
You know, you saw that 3-2 pitch to Bonifacio, and you say, well, if you're watching at home, boy, that ball was outside, you know, by the box. But you also have to credit the catcher, how he sets up and frames that ball. And also the umpire was over the left shoulder. Now he's more over the right shoulder, Wilson. Sometimes that ball down and away, it's hard to see whether it clips the corner or not.
Fell behind 2-0 to Bonifacio, came back to strike him out. Now it's 3-0 to Moustakas. Fouled back, 3-1.
Moustakas had the green light.
Twins will go to Kansas City right after the All-Star break, and it's anybody's guess whether Moustakas will still be with the team. Three and 1 from Lynn to Moustakas. And now 3-2. As nice as this homestand is, week and a half long, 11 games before the break. And the Twins after the break have a long road trip. 3 in Kansas City, 3 in Toronto, and 4 in Boston. Full count now to Moustakas. Pitch number 95 for Lance Lynn. on the line, but foul.
And Moustakas, Royals' #1 pick, 2nd overall pick in the 2007 draft. #1 pick overall that year was David Price by the Tampa Bay Rays. Moustakas signing out of high school in Southern California, Chatsworth High School.
Popped up, backing out of play.
A lot of juggling going on down there.
Yeah.
Finally get that ball. As a young lady.
The young lady was standing there watching it pinball on just about every seat around her, and it plopped right to her. Another 3-2 to Moustakas. Golf to right. But hit right at Kepler.
Had a breaking ball right there, and Moustakas went down, and Lance Lynn turned around and kind of looked at Wilson and said, good call. Good call. Well, after about 4 straight fastballs that he fouled off, went with a breaking ball. Moustakas was in that swing mode. Even though the ball was down, he got the 2nd out.
2 down, and now Perez hit the 3-run home run in the 1st and then struck out in the 3rd. Yeah, we're aware of that. We've seen it. We've lived it. Guy loves hitting here. And most of his damage, not just here but everywhere, has been done to the pull side, and that's what he did in the 1st inning. And a rocket about 7 rows back in left field. 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Perez out of Venezuela, 6-time All-Star now, making it the All-Star game for the 6th straight year. 4-time Gold Glove winner. Was the MVP when the Royals won the World Series in 2015.
But he should be older than 28 as long as he's been around. He's younger than Merrifield. And Perez is.
This is his 8th year with the Royals.
And when he doesn't catch, he does this a lot. DHs. 1 year he played in 150 games back in 2014. Catching and DHing. 1-2 on the ground. Backhanded by Polanco. Plenty of time, but a low throw, and Morrison has to dig it out. We've seen that soft throw from the shortstop position since Polanco's return, and that time Morrison bailed him out.
2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Final Vote ends at 3 o'clock Central today, and Eddie Rosario needs your help. Vote Rosario at twinsbaseball.com/vote and ensure he joins Jose Barrios at this year's MLB All-Star Game. Just for voting, you'll receive the opportunity to purchase up to 8 $5 ballpark access tickets to the Twins game Sunday, July 15th. An offer valid while supplies last. Of course, the All-Star Game is presented by MasterCard and airs on Fox. Polanco leading it off 1-0. And a ball hit to center, and that'll be down for a hit. Polanco aboard with a leadoff single in the Twins' 5th inning.
Twins batted around in the 4th inning. See if they can do it here in the 5th. Polanco picks up his first hit.
That'll bring up Kepler's had 2 good at bats. He beat out an infield hit with 2 outs in the 2nd and took a replay to confirm the hit. And then he coaxed a 1-out walk that led to a 3-run 4th inning.
Yeah, almost all of the damage done by the bottom 3 guys in the lineup: Kepler, Cave, and Wilson.
It's our DQ combination so far today. Up and away, ball 1. Kepler showing signs of breaking out of a midseason slump, and if in fact he's doing that, he's done it the right way by continuing to play. This guy's got over 300 at bats this year. Speed pitch and a strike. Managers would prefer not to resort to off days and things like that, back-to-back off days, to try to get a hitter out of the slump, and it looks like Kepler has legitimately fought his way through a slump. 1-1. Fouled back 1-2.
You know what he's done a good job of is not taking it out on defense too. He's played very well in the field. He's yet to commit an error out in right field. Plays very aggressively out there. James Ralston right there, hitting coach, working with Kepler. So still at the plate. Not a lot of movement. When you look at a guy like Kepler, I always think of Gary Sheffield. You know, they always did the moving of his wrists and the bat. Kepler, complete opposite. Once he gets set, it's almost like a statue until that ball is delivered toward home plate.
Foul ball.
And you see how quick he is inside. Kepler with 10 home runs on the season.
And that's what we've seen so much more of, you know, in the past with 2 strikes, a little overeager, expanding the strike zone, but he's really refined his strike zone and increased his discipline. He struck out 53 times, but he's got 37 walks. 38 now with the one earlier this afternoon. Runner goes, and the pitch hit to the left field corner. Gordon runs after it, still running, and that is a foul ball. And I think the right call was made, but remember, we've got 3 umpires here, and the home plate umpire, Ted Barrett, had to make that call from the vicinity of home plate because there is no third base umpire.
That ball landed maybe about 3 feet foul, kept drifting away from Gordon. The Gold Glover went after it and knew he was coming close to the wall, and you can see the ball landing in foul territory as Gordon slides into that wall.
You can see Barrett running up the line and making the right call, but we're playing without Will Little, who left because he's about to become a father, and so with the man on first, there's no one down that third base line. Another 3-2 to Kepler. Runner goes again, and the pitch skied to center. Retreating is Merrifield. 1 away. And that'll get us to Jake Cave.
Cave with 2 hits, a run batted in, and 2 runs scored. Cave with 2 runs scored today, 15 runs scored with just 65 at bats. His speed a big part of that. Out in front, strike 1.
Good changeup right there by Sparkman.
So Polanco take off on some 3-2 pitches. See if he takes off on this 0-1 pitch.
Polanco has 1 stolen base in his only attempt.
Not on this pitch, and it's a check swing 1-1.
And Sparkman pretty quick home, utilizes that slide step, even though he brings that left knee up pretty quick.
Yeah, they wanted to check with the third base umpire, but there isn't one on that check swing.
I'd go to Gene Glenn.
Sure, he's the closest man to the line. Cave has a triple and a single, and I told you earlier about the 4 doubles and the 3 home runs. See if he can get another hit here in the 5th. Fouled, and it's 1-2. Might have been some people surprised around baseball when the Twins acquired Cave late in spring training. When you look at the Twins roster and you'd say, well, the strength of the team is the depth of its outfield. With Buxton in center, Rosario in left, Kepler in right, Grossman 1-2. And then we talked about Granite, good year last year, and if healthy, he figured to be a spare outfielder if the Twins needed one. And then Ryan Lamar had a good spring. He made the team, but the Twins still pulled the trigger on the Cave move, and now they're glad they did. Andy Romero warming up in the Kansas City.
I think a lot of credit has to go to the scouting department on watching Cave in the minor leagues develop in that Yankee organization. And again, it's an organization that, you know, they're full of outfielders. You know, they went out and got Stanton, they got Aaron Hicks, they've got Gardner, they got Judge. Cave, you know, kind of sometimes you get stuck in an organization, and now he's getting the opportunity. A .285 hitter in the Yankee organization for 6 minor league seasons.
Full count to Cave. Polanco doesn't go, and the pitch grounded to the second baseman Mondesi, and he makes a nice play to get the lead runner. Mondesi made a nice play at short last night late in the ball game, and a nice play here. 1 away, 2 away.
That's a nice play because he kind of dove for that, but as he was sliding, his body was turning toward making a good throw to get the lead runner, and that was Polanco at second base for the second out.
So whether it's short or second base, I think the Twins are convinced that Mondesi can go to his left. And here's Wilson. 2 hits, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored.
Wilson, the first hitter that Sparkman faced last inning, and Wilson got an RBI double.
Big swing and a miss at the fastball. One strike to the Twins catcher. Foul back, 2 strikes.
2 fastballs after Wilson in his last at bat got a changeup and hit it down that left field line. I think he'll throw him a changeup here. Sparkman relying on Drew Butera behind the plate. Call the pitches.
Fouled away again.
Like a breaking ball.
In addition to the 2 hits, the 2 runs batted in and the run scored. Wilson threw out Mondesi trying to steal. 4th inning. A strikeout
fastball
to end the 5th inning. Out of the 6th with a 1-run ball game. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. By Grant Casino, the best stories start here. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Royals jumped out early on the Twins. They've successfully come back to take a 1-run lead, moving to the 6th inning, and Lucas Duda will lead off against Lance Lynn, who did what I guess you're supposed to do after you give up a 3-run home run in the first, and that is just bear down and keep your team in the game.
Yeah, last inning had his first 1-2-3 inning, 101 pitches, 61 for strikes for Lynn. So he knows that this is probably his last inning, so aired out.
Breaking ball wide of the plate. Duda drew a walk his last time up, struck out in the first, now just 1 for 17 against Lance Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn had an outing against the Tigers in Detroit, 114 pitches, 2 starts before that, 113 against Cleveland here.
And again, he's got some extra days built in here. Ryan Presley getting loose with the All-Star break coming up. In the Tampa Bay series starting tomorrow night, Twins will go with Gibson, then Odorizzi, then Barrios, and right now at least the final game of the homestand will be pitched by Aaron Slegers. Slegers had a short start last night, and I would imagine that is subject to change. For that matter, Gibson's start tomorrow is subject to change. Swinging strike, and it's 2-2.
6 strikeouts for Lance Lynn, couple walks. Struck out Duda in the first inning.
And now 3-2. Even though Lynn had a 1-2-3 5th inning, he fell behind the first 2 batters 2-0 and 3-0 before getting Bonifacio and Moustakas. If he wants to pitch through the 6th inning, he might have to get the leadoff man here.
You have to be careful here. Again, Duda, outstanding strength. So he's looking for something to drive.
And wasn't close. Leadoff walk here in the 6th. Third of the ball game.
Third for Lynn.
And now Alex Gordon.
It's not a walk. They end up saying he was hit by a pitch. Yeah, the front foot. That's what Stan Williams used to do.
I think you're going to walk him. Go ahead and hit him.
Yeah, hit him. They told me in the first year, 1970, he didn't have arbitration or anything. He had to deal with the Dodgers and Walter Alston, and he brought him in. Didn't give much of him a raise because he said he walked too many guys. So the next year, if he fell behind 3-0, he just hit the guy.
1-0.
He got a better raise the next year.
Gordon fouls it back. It was Gordon who came into this game with such great numbers against Lance Lynn, 9 for 15, but Lynn has retired him twice here today.
There have been 10 double plays turned behind Lynn in his first 17 starts. He's yet to get one today.
Inside, still 95 miles per hour, but in off the plate, 2-1. Popped up near the Kansas City dugout. Wilson has no play.
One thing Lance Lynn has, he has a very good win-loss record in his career. Here today, making his 179th major league start, his 201st career appearance. 78 wins, 54 losses, an ERA about 3.5. Aaron Sheldon on the phone.
2-2 to Gordon. Full count. And one way or the other, I'm guessing this is going to be Lynn's last batter, unless he can get a double play grounder here.
Well, try that two-seamer down and away. You keep it down, though. Wilson creeping inside.
Rocketed foul.
Gordon's hit into 5 double plays.
Checked his swing and drew another walk. So a hit batter and a walk, and not how Lance Lynn wanted to start the 6th inning. And now the Twins have no choice. They've got to go get him. Escobar will bat, and he will bat against Ryan Presley.
I talk about the fastball, control of the fastball, and that's what he tried to do, that two-seamer down and away, but missed, and Lynn not a happy camper.
3 walks, a hit batter, only 5 hits but 2 home runs, and Lynn will come out responsible for the 2 men on base. the 5th and the 6th inning weren't very good. Lance Lynn hit a batter, walked a batter, now 2 on, nobody out.
He tied a season on 114 pitches, but I think if he looks back at this, he faced 24 batters, got strike one on only 9 of the 24. That's pitching from behind all afternoon.
He'll pitch, Presley will, to the bottom 3rd now of the Kansas City lineup. Alcides Escobar, then Mondesi and Butera. Tying run at 2nd, nobody out. See if Escobar tries to bunt here.
Yeah, for Ryan, his only 2nd appearance on this homestand. He pitched on the 6th of July, and it's 5 days ago, against the Baltimore Orioles. 1 inning.
Morrison and Escobar playing a little short on the corners. And Presley with the inside move, seeing whether Escobar might betray his intent.
Commit early, yep. Escobar does have 2 sacrifices on the season.
And it hit him. Presley's first pitch hit Escobar, and they're loaded up, and there hasn't been a ball put in play.
Well, hit batsman by Duda, to Duda, and now Escobar.
And now Mondesi will bat.
But one with a fastball. And the ball tailing in, and got the elbow with that pad of Escobar, and then got a piece of Wilson.
Mondesi with a single in 2 trips. Strike 1, and now Presley's got to really bear down here. And
well, one thing Ryan's been able to get, some strikeouts, 60 strikeouts in 41 2/3 innings. Good curveball right there, nasty.
And Mondesi with 63 at bats and 18 strikeouts.
And only 2 walks, so this guy's going to be swinging. Come back with that good curveball right here. Trust your catcher that he will block it if that's what they throw. He does, and Mondesi went too far.
First base occupied. There doesn't need to be a throw, and there's a 3-pitch strikeout. 1 away.
Yeah, you come back with that because of that last swing he had on that curveball. Don't let him hit a straight fastball. Come back with that good breaking ball. Good call by Wilson right there. And Wilson, watch him block this ball right here. Smother it. So Presley picks up a big strikeout for first out.
Now Butera with a line drive single to center in the 2nd, and a line out to Rosario in the 4th. Breaking ball tap foul, that quicker breaking ball.
Or the slider, yep. Yeah, not too many relievers can throw 4 different pitches like Ryan can. Good fastball in the upper 90s, the hard curveball, the slider, occasional changeup. Taylor Rogers.
And Alan Buznitz down in the bullpen too. 1 strike to Butera. No strike 2.
There's a curveball.
Royals had a good relief pitcher. In fact, he was their closer for a while. Had a 4-pitch mix, and he's working the Royals telecast pre and the postgame show. Jeff Montgomery.
Yeah, he did.
2 strikes. Presley, after hitting Escobar, has thrown nothing but strikes.
See, as you said that, not only Jeff Montgomery, also Wade Davis had good curveball, slider, fastball, great changeup.
1-2. Nice take by Butera on the 12-6 breaking ball.
Butera asking for time. Twins looking for the double play. Ryan Presley looking for the strikeout.
the screen. Another breaking ball.
Not a good, more of a defensive swing by Butera right there, fouling it off. I don't know what, the spin rate they have in today's game, but I'd have to say Ryan Presley's curveball probably one of the quickest as far as the speed of the spin rate.
Got him looking at 95 over the inside corner, and Butera can't believe it. 2 down.
Well, you start looking for that breaking ball, all of a sudden a zip a 95-mile-an-hour fastball middle end. So another big strikeout by Ryan Presley. And a good job by Wilson the way he caught it. You see him hold that glove down.
Here's Merrifield with the bases loaded and 2 out. Blocked by Wilson, caught by Wilson, I should say. 1-0. Back 1-1. What a good cut on that fastball. Sometimes hitters bemoan the fact that the at bat didn't go well because they missed their pitch. That might have been the pitch Merrifield needed to hit to have a good at bat.
Yeah, he hopes so right there. This guy's a good hitter.
Fastball belt high inside corner and looked like he was sitting on fastball. 1-1. Now 1-2. Let's hope that Bonifacio will lead off the 7th inning. One and 2.
Merrifield, a tough guy to strike out.
Presley trying to strike him out with the same pitch he struck out Butera.
He struck out only 35 times, 63 times in 342 at bats. Once every 6 at bats.
2-2 to Merrifield. Fly ball right field. Retreating is Kepler. 6-men bat. 1 ball put in play, and the Royals strand 3. Less than a half hour left if you'd like to vote and try to push Eddie Rosario over the top and into the All-Star game. And Eddie, one of 5 candidates for the final vote. And if that were to fail, and we hope it doesn't, but if it were, there's still a chance he might get in. If someone were to get injured or decide they don't want to go for one reason or another, that could open up a roster spot.
Manny Romero coming into the ball game, pitching, making just his 3rd appearance for the Kansas City Royals. Started the season with the Nationals, claimed off waivers by the Pirates. Now he's in Kansas City.
Duda scoops it up. Over to Romero, 1 away. Mauer now 2 for 4 on the day. That'll bring up Rosario.
Romero, 27 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. Came up to the big leagues. Twins saw a little bit of him when he was with the Tampa Bay Rays. Got a report, good fastball, upper 90s, slurve type breaking ball, the pitch that got Joe to ground out, and a changeup.
Rosario 0 for 2, drew an intentional walk in the 4th. The Royals have had to transition from having a pitching staff where they basically said, our pitching staff is better than yours. We know it and you know it. And Rosario with a base hit to right field with 1 out. To a Royals staff right now where they're just question marks up and down the pitching roster. Even Ned Yost doesn't know what he has. Eddie Romero's got some major league experience, and so they're giving him a look here. 1 out single, and now Dozier. Dozier with 2 hits, and they went a combined 85 feet. Bunt single in the 3rd, and then a swinging bunt that drove in the tying run, and on an error that followed, the Twins took their 5-4 lead. Ball 1. Zach Duke getting loose. Presley did a nice job pitching out of the mess in the 6th. Nearly thrown away. Duda comes off the bag to catch the flip. That ball rolls away from Duda, but not far enough for Rosario to advance. Royals bullpen a little bit handicapped last night. The Royals won the ball game, ended a 10-game losing streak, but Brian Flynn pitched 4 innings. Jason Hamill pitched 2. Stands to reason that neither of those pitchers would be available today.
Yeah, Brian Flynn pitched great. 4 shutout innings.
A deep drive left field, hammered and gone into the 2nd deck. His first 2 hits went a total of about 85 feet, and that one went about 385.
Bob Bryant with his 15th home run of the year, driving in 3 runs so far here this afternoon, thanks to the 2-run home run. Fastball right there. Good swing by Bryant into the 2nd deck.
And the Twins open up a 7-4 lead, and now Escobar. Swing on a tapper foul, 1 strike. Maybe with the home run last night, the home run today, Dozier's ready to take off on an extended home run binge. One strike to Escobar. Drive to center. Merrifield going back, still going back, and makes the catch about where he made the catch on Dozier's first inning blast. 2 down.
You know, now that we've had quite a few games here in a row, and we've moved around both leagues, of course, over the years. I'm going to throw this out there to you, see if you agree. I think this ballpark might be one of the fairest ballparks for pitchers and hitters in the game. Would you agree?
I agree. I agree. You know, 411 straight away, but you know, even though there's that, you say 365 in right center, you have to clear that wall out there.
Now, if Justin Morneau is watching, he's probably shaking his head side to side, because when he played here in this ballpark, he had a lot of smashes against the scoreboard, and it really wasn't fair. Line drives that were out in other places would be doubles here.
I feel so bad for him.
But honestly, I mean, the first couple of years of the ballpark was almost seemed like it was impossible to hit one out to left, but now
because the cement did not dry.
1-1.
Now it's dry.
But you can, and I think we've seen pitchers do it. You can pitch to this ballpark. You know, let them hit it 400 feet to center field, and it's still an out. It's happened a couple of times today already. 2-1. It is one of the great things about the game. The playing fields aren't identical. There are dimensions that are different in every ballpark now.
Yeah, to me, still Yankee Stadium is, if you, that's where every hitter would love to play because of that short porch.
A high fly right center field. Does Morrison have enough to clear the big wall? Into the second deck. Second home run of the inning, and Morrison's 11th of the year.
That's the extension, the strength of Logan Morrison right there.
Twins.
8-4 lead. Fastball, great swing, little uppercut, and the strength of Logan.
417 feet. And plenty of launch angle to clear the big wall. You were talking about Yankee Stadium, and you can imagine how this ballpark would play if it had just the 8-foot wall in right center field. And that's, I mean, the dimensions here are pretty similar to what they are at Yankee Stadium. It's just that every ball that hits off the limestone, off the high wall here, the scoreboard and all that, they're all home runs at Yankey Stadium.
Man, box.
1-1. Fouled back 1-2.
That's why Stanton, you know, he loves that ballpark because a lot of his power is the other way. Same thing for Aaron Judge.
And Aaron Hicks.
Yep.
1-2 to Polanco.
But
single.
then you have Fenway too, you know, that has that short wall in left field.
You mean a short distance from home plate?
Oh,
yeah. And Polanco strikes out, and that ends the inning. But it was a good inning for the Twins. They went deep twice. Dozier with a man aboard. Morrison a solo home run, and it's 8-4.
That took an early 3-0 lead thanks to Salvador Perez's 3-run home run. Twins came back with a couple in the second inning. That's the lower part of the lineup. Wilson's base hit right there. Cave. And then the swinging bunt by Brian Dozier gave the Twins a lead, and then they just added 3 thanks to Brian Dozier's 2-run home run. A couple hitters later, Logan Morrison with a solo home run.
And so Dozier, who has 3 hits, Morrison, who has a home run. The Twins enjoying a 4-run lead, and Zach Duke comes in to try to keep it that way in the 7th.
Yeah, Zach Duke worked in last night's ball game. 1 inning, gave up a hit, no runs though, with a walk and a strikeout through 27 pitches.
Left the bases full, but it was a scoreless inning. He'll face Bonifacio, Moustakas, and Perez in the 7th.
Great job by Ryan Presley getting out of that inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. Well, he came in with a couple runners on, hit Escobar first pitch, couple strikeouts, and he got Merrifield to fly out. And the Twins added 3 more.
And a foul.
Duke has done a good job out of that bullpen. This is his 40th relief appearance.
And foul back. It's another measure of how difficult and disappointing the season's been for the Royals. They have a chance to win this game, but so far this year, only 6 times this year have they followed a win with another win. And 2 of those times came in their longest winning streak this year, which has been 3 games. Swing and a miss, and Duke gets a strikeout, 1 away.
And Duke averaging a strikeout per innings pitched. Picks up the strikeout. Bonifacio strikes out for the 3rd time in the game.
Replay presented by Carrier.
Well, it gives you so many different angles. Good breaking ball, great location by Zach Duke.
Here is Moustakas. Reached in a fielder's choice, scored in the 1st, slugged a home run in the 3rd. Just outside ball 1. I mentioned it the other night during the first telecast of this series. And we're in the middle part of July now, and to this point the Kansas City Royals have won 2 series. In May they went to St. Louis and took 2 out of 3. And they split a 4-game series in Texas and then beat the Twins 2 out of 3 at Kauffman Stadium. That's it. Moustakas with a push bunt.
There you go.
And he'll take first base with a bunt single. And again, it makes all the sense in the world. They're down 4 runs. They need base runners.
And if the opposing team's going to give it to you, take it. Moustakas with his 2nd hit.
And now Perez, who hit the 3-run home run in the 1st, since then a strikeout and a ground out. Pulled foul. Oh my, that got somebody.
Yeah, Mondesi sitting at the end of the dugout there.
If he didn't get hit, he's lucky. Yikes.
Whoever it was, they're hiding now.
And a base hit to right with Perez going to the opposite field. Now the Royals, who've been victimized by a bunt single, now trying to build a rally around one. 1st and 2nd, 1 down.
Perez picking up his 2nd hit.
That'll bring Duda to the plate. Looking for win number 41 in the season's 90th game. This afternoon, Tampa Bay beat Detroit 4-2. The Rays will come to town. They might be on their way here right now, actually, sweeping the Tigers in St. Petersburg. Ball one. Strike. Duke facing Duda, and then another left-handed batter, Alex Gordon, in the on-deck circle. If it goes beyond that, Paul Molitor's warming up Trevor Hildenberger.
Yeah, left-handers hitting only .213 off of Zach Duke.
Foul back
coming into this outing, but then Moustakas got that bunt single.
Which is why you can imagine teams, if they haven't already, will inquire about Duke and what it would take to acquire him before the end of the month. Left-handers who can get left-handers out are always in demand. 1-2. Breaking ball squirted foul.
Hey, dropped down a little bit right there. Sidearm breaking ball. Even further than he usually does.
And Wilson to the mound. This will be the second mound visit.
Now, so far, a lot of breaking balls to Duda. See what Wilson's thinking right here. Went out to talk to Duke about maybe not only this pitch and a couple of them. Duda right on top of the plate.
Breaking ball blocked 2-2. Catchers have to watch everything, and one of the things in a situation like this you can imagine Wilson watching is Moustakas, the runner at second base, whether he might be trying to tip pitches or location somehow.
Something as a pitcher too, you always look back and see if that guy at second base is completely stopped, like right there. Moustakas is kind of walking, so he's not really looking in. But you know, Milwaukee Brewers were very good at that. They would take the lead, and then they'd kind of go put their hands on their knees and look at the signs, and they relayed signs. But when I was in Cleveland, our hitters did that. For some hitters wanted a sign, some did not.
2-2 to Duda. And a breaking ball got him.
And they stayed with the breaking ball, and again he went back down under and able to strike out Duda for his second strikeout of the inning and the second out.
You can see the Twins take on the Rays Friday, and the first 10,000 fans get an Eddie Rosario Nothing Falls But Raindrops bobblehead presented by Pentair. Go to twinsbaseball.com/tickets and learn more.
I don't think he threw Duda a fastball. Everything was off speed.
But yet with the different arm angles and speeds, it almost seemed like 5 different pitches.
Yeah. I mean, that curveball right there is kind of get me over curveball. Now you maybe come up over the top a little bit and tighten it up, or back underneath.
1 strike to Gordon.
Crafty lefty.
And Gordon checks his swing. 1-1.
In baseball, you always hear of crafty lefties. You don't hear too many of crafty righties.
Bob Tewksbury was one, right? And generally what we're talking about is somebody who, doesn't throw hard.
No, but they know how to pitch. Change speeds.
Popped up left side. Escobar fights the sun and ends the inning. Duke strands a couple, and the Twins maintain a 4-run lead.
is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Jeep, the official vehicles of summer. Twins couldn't come from behind last night and win. Their 5-game winning streak came to an end, and they're hoping to start one again today by coming from behind to win. They're leading 8-4. And you got about 5 minutes left to go online, twinsbaseball.com/vote, and vote as many times as you can for Eddie Rosario. He belongs, in my opinion, at the All-Star game.
Mine too.
Max Kepler will lead off the 7th against Tim Hill.
Yeah, Tim Hill worked here on Monday night. It did not go well for him. He pitched only a third of an inning, gave up a couple hits, ended up giving up a couple runs in the Twins' 3-1 win. And he got the loss in that ball game. His 3rd loss of the year.
Kepler on the first pitch taps it foul wide of the bag.
Yeah, Hill, 28 years old, but he's making the jump up from where he was last year, single A, double A, made the club out of spring training. Gives you that underarm type of delivery, sidearm delivery, sinking fastball, slider, changeup in his rookie season.
And floater for strike 2. Kepler, Cave, and Wilson in the Twins' 7th. One and 2. Chopper to first, backpedaling is Duda, and he finds Hill one away. And before Jake Cave's at bat with the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day. Today's Minnesota Lottery Winners Circle features Taylor at her first Twins game. She won $100 in scratch tickets. Are you up for fun? Say I'm in. Twins have 4 more home games before the break. Tampa Bay Rays open up a series tomorrow night. Cave takes outside ball 1. Twins have a little payback in mind for the Rays, who swept the Twins a couple of times in walk-off fashion in St. Petersburg earlier this year. And now back to the mound. Nice play by Hill. He throws him out 2 down. That'll get us to Bobby Wilson.
They played the short hop right there.
Wilson with a single and a run, single and a run batted in the 2nd, a double and an RBI, and a run scored in the 4th. Missing inside, ball 1. Low 2-0. Alan Buznitz warming up in the Twins pen. Foul back. You make a roster move from AAA this time of the year. It's not a big deal, but I mean the players aren't collected together with their teams. The AAA, at least the Pacific Coast League, is having its All-Star game and or All-Star break, I should say. The game, I believe, was it last night or is it tonight?
the AAA All-Star game between the Pacific Coast League and International League. 2-2. Three and two. Mauer on deck. AAA All-Star game is tonight. There's a ball hit up the middle, and Wilson's got a 3-hit game. He's punched it up the middle. And we'll get Mauer up with a man aboard.
Second hit off of Hill for Wilson. He started with a double in the 7th inning off of Hill here on Monday night. Right there, getting a 3-2 fastball, hitting it right back up the middle.
And now Mauer, who got hits his first 2 times up.
Good offensive day for the Twins. 14 hits on the board, a couple home runs, triple.
Inside a ball. Fastball for a strike.
Mauer faced Hill here on Monday night. Got a base hit after Wilson hit the double.
Swinging through the breaking ball. 1-2. One and 2 to Mauer. And fouled. Twins trying to go 6-1 so far on the homestand in advance of the Rays series. Started the day 8.5 games behind Cleveland. Indians hosting the Reds tonight at Progressive Field. On the hands, 2-2.
Going inside right there. Does that set up that big sweeping breaking ball again from Hill? Or do they go back inside?
Here's a prediction. If it's the breaking ball down and away, it's going to end up in left field.
Yeah.
Center field, a base hit, and Wilson will hold up at second base. Third hit of the day for Mauer, and that'll bring up Rosario.
Such great bat control, Joe Mauer. That pitch, I think Hill wanted it away. It stayed kind of down. You see Butera, but the ball stayed middle in, and Joe just went down. Great wood on it, right line drive up the middle. He is a pure hitter.
And now Rosario, 1 for 3 with an intentional walk, singled and scored his last time up. Popped up left side. Retreating is Escobar, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. 2 left on in the 7th. The Twins still lead by 4.
Mall of America's Studio Sports Update. We've got a killer of a flashback for you. That's because on this date in 1961, Harmon Killebrew became the first Twins player to appear in an All-Star game. He hit a pinch hit home run off Mike McCormick. National League won the game 5-4-10, but the original All-Star, Harmon Killebrew.
Well, he was an all-star in so many ways, wasn't he?
You know, back in those days, and I think they discontinued it in 62, 63, something like that. There were 2 All-Star games. One in the midway point of the season and then one after the World Series. And then they discontinued it. Harmon, in All-Star game history, had a big home run hit in 1965 at the one at Met Stadium. And then also in 1971 at Tiger Stadium, but Reggie Jackson hit one off the roof and was the MVP for the rare American League win that year. Alcides Escobar will bat against Alan Buznitz.
Yeah, Buznitz just getting recalled for the 3rd time this year in his 7th game.
First pitch popped up just over our heads.
Buznitz in AAA, Rochester, 20 games he appeared in, 2-2 record, very good. 1.41 ERA in 32 innings. He allowed only 5 earned runs, 6 walks, 37 strikeouts.
Fastball off the plate. When he's been down in Rochester, he's been given the mandate to further develop his breaking ball and throw it over for strikes. That one off the plate, 2-1.
Yeah, breaking ball hard, but very inconsistent as far as where his release point is.
And foul back.
He has an overpowering fastball. That left fastball at 96. Sometimes with that curveball, it's the art of visualization. It's the release point where you want it to snap out of your hand. Buznitz has a tendency to overthrow that curveball.
Past the pitcher. Dozier picks it up from the heel of his glove. Close play, and Escobar is ruled safe by Lance Barksdale.
Yeah, Paul wants to take a look at this right here.
Buznitz tried to backhand it and fanned on it, and then Dozier tried to get it before it hit the base, and it came up on the heel of his glove. We'll see. Oh, I think he's out.
Well, they're going to take a look.
I think by a couple of frames. I don't know if that's even the proper term anymore. Morrison with a stretch. Twins had a call overturned at first base, and it was an important overturn. Back in the 2nd inning, Kepler was ruled out. Upon review, he got an infield hit, and the Twins got 3 2-out hits after that to score a couple of runs and start their comeback. See whether the Royals get a leadoff hit here in the 8th. It is close, but it did appear like the throw beat it. Take another look. It looked like his foot had descended on the bag, and they're not going to overturn it. It's a leadoff single.
Escobar gets credit with that infield hit, his first hit of the ball game.
And now Mondesi will bat.
The 8th hit for the Royals.
Off the plate, ball 1. Twins bullpen trying to hold it and save it for Lance Lynn, who hopes to even his mark at 7-7. There's a strike on the outside corner with the breaking ball.
A better breaking ball there. You know, sometimes you throw breaking balls better to left-handers than you do to right-handers.
Why would that be?
Because there's an open area that you're throwing the breaking ball.
Fouled away.
Where a lot of times with that right-handed hitter, you're trying to aim that ball at that hitter and you're trying to be almost too perfect with it. But as a left-hander, you have that open area where right-handers usually are, and you can just drop that baby in there.
1-2. And a take on the fastball.
Buzin is kind of a short armor too when he releases that ball. Doesn't have long extension.
Hold back. Get a chance to talk to Allen, but you know, at the All-Star break for AAA, and I don't know, he might have gone back to his small town in Georgia, Madison, Georgia.
Originally signed by the Angels, came over in a Ricky Nolasco trade.
Breaking ball, line to Dozier, flash throw to first, double play. Whether he should have been there to begin with or not, Escobar's gone 2 away.
Always tough as a base runner to read that. You know, you think that you know where that second baseman is, but the ball hit right on the button and Escobar had committed. And then by the time he did, he couldn't get back in time. Look at Escobar on the top here right there. He committed himself, couldn't get back. Nice double play turn by Dozier and Morrison.
2 down now, and Butera will bat with the bases empty. 1 for 3 on the day. Butera singled in the second, lined out in the fourth, and then when the Royals were threatening to jump back into the ballgame, they were ready to take the lead. Score at the time was just 5-4, and then the Royals had the bases loaded without putting a ball in play, and Butera followed Mondesi's strikeout by taking a called third strike. Replay made it look like the pitch was not in the box.
Yeah, I think the turning point was when Ryan Presley came in. He got 2 huge strikeouts and then got the good hitting Merrifield to fly out to end the 6th inning.
1-2.
And it kept Lance Lynn in line to even a score at 7-7 on the year if the Twins are able to hold on.
And add on, which they've done successfully. 3 more runs in the 6th. 2-2 to Butera with 2 gone in the 8th. Fourth reliever used for the Twins on the ground, and Polanco fires on the run, and Buznitz faces just 3 men in the 8th.
To this game for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll take a look at the suddenly surging Brian Dozier and his power at the plate on this homestand. We'll also show you how the bottom of the order has made a big difference for the Twins today. We'll bring you inside the clubhouse here from the manager, Paul Mauder. And as a bonus today, Prism Research brings you Twins Final Pitch. Exclusive content here. We recap this game and look forward to the series with Tampa Bay. It's all brought to you on the Fox Sports North Facebook page. Thanks to Prism Research, guys. Hopefully we're celebrating another series win in this homestand.
Thank you. The Twins are 3 outs away from doing just that. Bullpen's done a nice job. Presley, Buznitz, and Duke, the 3 relievers used. And now Brian Dozier will lead off the 8th. And new pitcher just called up, Jason Adam, was added to the roster with Ian Kennedy put on the disabled list.
Yeah, he was actually optioned out just a couple days ago. I mean, yesterday with Kennedy be activated, and since Kennedy was put on a disabled list, they brought him back, making his 19th relief appearance.
Dozier takes strike 1.
Just got news that the Astros optioned closer Giles to AAA after a bad outing last night.
Yeah, sent him to Fresno. He had an outing last night that didn't go well, and it's been hardly a sure thing with Giles on the mound. So you've got 2 first-place teams in the American League, both figure to be active in adding bullpen help. The Cleveland Indians certainly need some help, probably more than one reliever the way things are going right now. And now the Astros have demoted their closer, Ken Giles.
Hector Rondon right now will probably be the closer for the Astros.
Dozier takes a call, 3rd strike, 1 away.
Adam picks up a strikeout.
Coming up Monday, July 30th, it's the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University night at Target Field. A limited number of St. Ben's and St. John's theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and white and red Twins cap. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/CSBSJU. Long run to right, and Bonifacio makes a catch. Or, of course, you can call 800-33-TWINS.
Jason Adam, 26 years old. He was in the Twins organization from 2014 to 2016. Ended up having a couple surgeries on that elbow, missed 2015 and 16, and released by the Twins.
2 down, and now Morrison hit a home run his last time up.
A lot of arm injuries for this young man.
Morrison struck out on a check swing in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 3rd, hit a fly ball to left, hit it fairly well, sent Gordon to the warning track, and then he clobbered one into the 2nd deck in his most recent at bat.
Adam, one of 7 pitchers that made their major league debut for Kansas City this year. I don't think they're done.
And a strike. The American League Central has played out kind of as expected, except for the Twins. I think a lot of people imagine the Twins at this point would be 49-40, not 40-49. But then you think, okay, by the time we were out on Caravan, if we were saying, you know what, we're going to have to play to the All-Star break without Miguel Sano playing most of the year, Byron Buxton playing most of the year. There's a ball lashed to the gap in left center, but Gordon's there. Oh, and their ace of a year ago, Irvin Santana, he won't even throw a pitch till after the All-Star break. 3 out, 3 down in the 8th.
On the homestand so far. If you are looking for a convenient ticket package that fits the demands of your busy schedule, the Flex Plan gives you a bank of 20 tickets to use during the season any way you'd like, any combination you can come up with. The Flex Plan gives you the flexibility to choose only the games you wish to attend, all the way up until first pitch. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/flex. Alan Buznitz, who faced just 3 men in the 8th, will hopefully face just 3 more in the 9th.
He's kind of stretched out. You know, he was that type of pitcher down in Rochester. 20 appearances, 32 innings. So there are times he's asked to get more than 3 outs. He's asked to get 3 more outs here in the top of the 9th.
It'll be the first 3 hitters for Kansas City, starting with Merrifield here in the 9th inning. Fastball's up. Merrifield 0 for 3 with a walk. Then Bonifacio 1 for 4 with a single and 3 strikeouts. And then Moustakas with a couple of hits. 1-1. Merrifield loses his helmet on a pitch that almost hit his helmet.
That's a breaking ball right there.
Fouled back.
I just feel for this young man right here to be more effective in the Twins bullpen, he needs to get that breaking ball over. That's why he also went back down to work on that. Just trying to overthrow it. You saw that hard breaking ball. You want to start it right at the mask. There's a fastball right there that just threw right past Merrifield. So Buznitz picks up his first strikeout. And this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Jorge Bonifacio will hit. Singled, scored in the first, and then 3 strikeouts have followed. What we've seen with that fastball, because of the velocity, 97, it can overpower good hitters. But to your point, if he's going to have extended success here and consistent success, he's got to have better command of the other stuff.
Well, he's got that fastball straight over the top. You see the short, compact delivery that he has and a good follow through. And I say the art of visualization. Sometimes you have to visualize that ball going into the mask of Wilson and then down and away rather than maybe picking a spot on the hitter for Buznitz right now. He's got to work on that curveball right down the heart of the plate and then let it naturally sink away.
2-2. So when you were throwing a curve, you threw to a target and then it would break off the target. You didn't look at the finished target.
Yeah, I did. I looked at the glove.
Oh, you did? Okay.
To break into the glove.
High fly right field, playable for Kepler.
But see, this is a time right now with 2 outs and Moustakas up, being a left-handed hitter. This is a time to work on that curveball. There's times that you can work on a pitch throughout a ball game.
Outside of a bullpen session.
Exactly. Yeah, bullpen. He probably throws it over in the bullpen, but now it's game time.
2 down in the 9th, and now Moustakas.
I'd like to see him throw a couple breaking balls to Moustakas here.
Fastball called low, ball 1.
That's the game within the game to make yourself better.
There's a fastball and a strike.
I learned a lot that from Gaylord Perry when I pitched in Texas. Sometimes in a ball game, maybe you're struggling with your curveball, but there are counts you can throw that curveball when you're ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Throw it. That looked like a good breaking ball right there.
Got a swing and a miss.
Yep.
Maybe not in the case of Moustakas, because who knows, he might be traded before we face the Royals again. Take a look at this pitch.
See where that ball started, pretty much at the shoulders of Wilson, and you see the good bite.
2-2.
I just don't trying to overthrow it. Too excited. Take a deep breath. Now drop the hammer on him right here. 2-2. You can always go back to the fastball, but something to work on. We're going to go fastball. Ah, curveball. Good pitch.
Moustakas got a piece.
Only because it was up. He left that up.
If you threw it where he got strike 2, he might have gotten strike 3.
Exactly.
Center and deep, and gone off the facing of the second deck. Second home run of the day for Moustakas, and now he's got 19.
Boy, the strength of Moustakas. I thought that was going to be a fly ball to right center to end the ball game. Instead, it's his second home run, and it's 8-5 ball game. See a fastball. I tell you, it doesn't matter how hard you throw. Major league hitters will catch up to it. And Moustakas did.
As much zip as there is on Buznits's fastball, it does, from the center field camera at least, seem awfully straight. Yep. Slow walk to the mound for Garvin also. I mean, this is one of the all-time slowest walks. And it's all designed to give Fernando Rodney a little time to get loose. It's not a save situation yet, but if Perez were to reach, it would be.
Good attendance here this afternoon, 26,708.
Twins are hoping to not have to fire up their closer. And now Ted Barrett says, that's enough. Let's move this along.
You know, with good closers like Fernando Rodney, he probably needs 8 to 10 pitches to really kind of loosen up, and because he knows he comes out here, he gets 8 pitches out on the varsity mound.
Rodney didn't pitch in the ball game last night. And now Sal Perez with the bases empty. Twins still leading by 3.
There's a curveball missed.
Somewhere. It's ball 1. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Well, you have to trust that fastball down and away. Wilson sitting away.
A crisp fastball for a strike. And now a breaking ball for strike 2.
There's the good curveball right there. That started at the mask of Wilson, and you saw the good bite on it. Take a look at this. The mask and the bite.
Check swing on another breaking ball. 2-2.
Maybe Garvin Alston said, hey, work on that curveball. 3 out of the 4 pitches have been curveballs to Perez.
And a foul ball that took a bite out of Bobby Wilson.
Yeah, they got the left shoulder.
Ted Barrett will walk the ball back out to Buznitz to give Wilson a chance to question his profession.
They've been doing it so long, there's no question. He likes pain. I believe that was a breaking ball too. So 4 of the 5 pitches to Perez have been breaking balls. Take a look. No, fastball. Ouch. Couldn't get the shoulder.
There's a breaking ball to finish it off.
Nasty.
Wilson returns the ball back to Buznitz. I believe it's the first time he's finished a big league ball game. And the Twins rebound from the loss last night to win the series 2-1.
Hey, and Lance Lynn got the win. He's 5-0 in 6 starts since the middle of April or May back here at Target Field. So good run support for Lance Lynn. Great job by the bullpen and timely hitting.
And so the Twins come back from an early 3-0 deficit, Tom, and now they'll look forward to the Tampa Bay series.
Dick, 19th comeback win this season for the Twins, who improved to 6-1 on this homestand, averaging 6 runs a game. Up next on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll break it all down, including the boost from the bottom of the Twins batting order this afternoon.